Mr. Manager, I'll turn it over to you.
All righty, thank you. Got a full first page, 5 items on the public agenda for 5 people. On page 2, the bottom, number 1, park facility enhancements.
Manager, can
Yes.
I, just so you know, so Mr. Mulligan, the HUD team's been working with him.
Okay,
Okay?
all right.
Okay.
Thank you. Back to the first item in new business. This is, we're asking you to approve the $400,000 budget for 2 projects that are defined. One is a footbridge in Swanson Park, and another is a patio restoration at the Edgemore Recreation Center. And then there should be some additional funds that'll be available for any projects that pop up or where we need a match for a grant during the year. On page 3, number 2, I've got some good news. Due to investment earnings, and primarily, we're going to see a drop in the contribution rates for our 2 retirement systems. At least the recommendation from the actuary is for a reduction next year. For the employees' retirement system, the city's contribution would drop from 13.9% to 12.9%. For the police and fire retirement system, it would drop from 22.6% to 20.9%. And in both cases, I'm blank on the term. Hold on just a second, I apologize. Our funding ratio goes up in both cases. So your contributions are going down, and we're actually able to improve the funding ratio. It goes for, up to 92.8% for the employees' retirement system and 94.1% for police and fire. So all good news in that regard. Number 3 is what I have shared with all of you. It's a contract with a group called Quali. We found this company through a special project with National League of Cities. This is to provide a system that will integrate the various resources that are available for small business development here in the community and put it all into one site. We, in fact, had a meeting with the mayor and representatives of the chamber 2 days ago, I think, and we talked about some of the things they're doing now to help support small business, and that will be tied into this as well. So, it's a $50,000 contract, and it's a 3-year contract. Excuse me, $50,000 a year for 3 years. That's all I have on page 3. Nothing on page 4. Nothing on page 5. On page 6, just want to highlight in 4B, this is a $28,000 change order, and it's not so much the magnitude of the change order, but I wanted you to realize that we were actually going to make some improvements to the bathhouses at Boston, Edgemore, and Evergreen to meet code. Some mostly plumbing improvements that have to be made in the bathhouses. We had originally anticipated doing that in the next phase of our, really, which is the final phase of the aquatics plan, but we couldn't delay these. Some had to do with the kind of fixtures that need to be installed under code, and also that there's a requirement that hot water be available in the bathhouses, again, per code. So that's all I have on page 6. Page 7, number 5, this is to approve the project and move forward with the amended bonding resolution for the $1.6 million creation of the Evergreen Community Center, which is a merging of the Neighborhood Resource Center and the branch library. And it also allocates $66,000 in public art funds. Number 6 is a sale of a remnant parcel in the vicinity of Kellogg and Webb. It's a parcel that has no access to Kellogg. It's a landlocked parcel. The adjacent property owner has made an offer. It's $138,000, which comes out to, I think, $7 a square foot, which is higher than what our estimated value is for the property. Number 8, this is to accept $200,000 in private donations that we've received for the construction of the new parking lot. And then on page 8, 2 airport items. One would vacate a portion of Jabara Road for the construction of the new taxiway that the council has already approved. And then number 12 is a new agreement for the cutting, baling, and removal of grass at Eisenhower, and someone actually pays us to do that work, so I'm trying to get them to do my yard. That is all I have, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Is there any questions for the manager? If not, really quick, in the normal world, I would have shopped this earlier. The mayor had a really good suggestion with not only the ethics policy, but maybe even going forward on some other items. If there was, after our DAB conversations, any thoughts on some amendments to the proposed policy, if we wanted to submit those early and work with the manager and Jennifer and getting that in writing so everybody could see it, be open, transparent, consider it, then it would be nice to submit those ideas. And I talked to the manager earlier about that too. And could work with Jennifer just to put it in the language it would be for the policy for us to consider. And if we did it before the meeting, so not like right now, but just before the meeting, so that would get shopped around and everybody be able to see it and digest any amendments.
Hey, Bob. This is Jeff Blueball. I guess I thought that we were workshopping this one more time, and I already seen on our workshop it's not on there. So are we? I mean,
too.
Vice Mayor brings up a good point. Are we just waiting until the presentation to talk about what our DABs and everybody has recommended for change?
Yeah, I think there was a mistake in the PowerPoint that was prepared and presented to the DABs. We had not anticipated, I had never anticipated that we would workshop this one more time. I had made a commitment to the council, we would bring this forward to the first meeting in May. But it's really up to you how you want to handle it. If you want to bring it to the workshop, I can easily add it to the April workshop in advance of the May meeting. I didn't know if you wanted to touch it a couple more times, Jeff, so.
Maybe we could, just with that thought process, send in some amendments and maybe have a workshop and we could all talk about any ideas or changes that we want to see in the policy at a workshop this month before that May 1st or the first meeting in May, if everyone's okay with that.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, I'm more than happy to.
Just so I understand, Bob, so was the idea that we were going to wait until it's on the council agenda and then get all the feedback from the DABs and all the other meetings and discuss it there? Because I thought that would be the opportunity where we'd be making sausage at the bench again, and I didn't know if I guess I didn't know how we were going to involve the feedback we got into the policy.
Yeah.
I think that's why the Vice Mayor's bringing up his suggestion is that you would take that feedback and ask staff to help work on language that you wanted to see inserted or amended. At least that's the way it was conveyed to me. But yeah. Again, if you would, it's, we're more than happy to put it on the workshop, and in fact, I'll probably trim an item off of the workshop so you've got enough time to work through it if that's what you want to do. It's up to you. Like I said, I didn't know that you wanted to have 2 more meetings on this, so.
Yeah, I think with, after talking to Councilmember Bluebaugh about some of the concerns of his DAB, and I know our DAB had a robust discussion, it might be good to have a workshop, kind of review what our DABs talked about, and then if we had any ideas, maybe present those to address it.
I'm fine with that in terms of a workshop. I guess the question will be, what do we expect to come out of the workshop so that we're very clear about that so that we can get this done. I think that's part of it is on May 4th, I think it is. And so just thinking about what we want from staff when we come out of this. And we may, I think, Councilmember Bluebaugh, we may end up making sausage from the bench because there's a lot of comments in this. But a workshop would help us work through some of those at first, I would think.
Yeah, I'm open to whatever. I'm just trying to, you know, Vice Mayor, we all kind of have the same concerns. I'm open to however we do it. I just know there has to be some time where we include all the feedback and then see how we go forward. And I hate to see us at the bench trying to force something through that everybody's just kind of discussing again. And I know we've discussed it over and over again, but I just want to make sure we include all the feedback that we've solicited.
I would agree, and I apologize, I'm the new guy here, but I just got handed this ethics policy less than a week ago. So I'm definitely trying to familiarize myself with it and bring my own thoughts into the process as well. And so
Has your dad seen it?
Yes, 2
Okay.
days ago.
Okay,
2
at least
days
they've
ago.
seen it, so, okay.
Yes, and we had about a 45-minute robust discussion like you guys did, I think.
Yeah.
But I apologize, but I'd like to have a workshop.
Yeah, no need to apologize. That makes us better. So I think a workshop would be a good idea. And if possible, maybe we can all see the minutes of our dabs just to have some thoughts before the workshop and then work that through.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could see everybody else's
Yeah.
minutes. I know that puts a little bit of pressure on the CSRs, but they got to do them sometime,
Well,
right?
if we may do full minutes, we may do a summary of the discussions by
Yeah,
dab.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That'd be helpful.
Okay.
Then we can begin to see what themes came kind of coalesced from the dabs, if there are any.
Yeah, and I think that workshop would help give staff kind of guidance towards a potential final draft to talk about in May.
Would that be version 15?
What was that, Becky?
That'll be version 15, right?
I can't understand.
I still didn't
We
understand.
can't quite understand you, Becky.
I just was joking. I said I think Laura would be on version 15 then.
Oh,
Oh.
version 15, yes.
That's right.
Hey, it's only version 2 to me.
Oh, maybe we could just start over renumbering, right?
All right, well, that was all I had unless anyone else had anything else. All right, thank you all. Have a good weekend and hope to see you at the game tomorrow.
Go Sharks.